John Dayton, a well-known attorney who is in favor of XRP, has leveled serious allegations against the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States. The huge financial losses that were incurred by small investors were ascribed to the crypto regulatory position and operations of the organization, according to him. Furthermore, Senate candidate Denton says that normal investors have suffered losses that exceed $15 billion as a result of enforcement procedures against the Securities and Exchange Commission. According to CNN, these allegations correlate with news that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has given up on the appeal while simultaneously proposing a new classification for cryptocurrencies. The regulatory agency was accused of engaging in improper behavior, as he stated in a recent X post. According to Dayton, this wrongdoing and flagrant overreach on the part of the SEC resulted in the loss of nearly $15 billion for small investors. He continued by saying, "On behalf of the 75,000 small investors that I represented, we reject the apology that the SEC has issued." The attorney who advocates for XRP has presented a compelling argument for the adverse effects that will result from the regulatory actions taken by the SEC, particularly for ordinary investors with smaller portfolios. Throughout his career, he has consistently condemned the Commission for abusing its authority in relation to Bitcoin. Along with it, Dayton mentioned a writ of mandamus that he filed in the beginning of 2021. During the filing in 2021, he stated that the Securities and Exchange Commission had violated decades' worth of legal precedent by designating tokens as securities. In addition, the attorney who worked on favor of XRP said that this action was beyond the agency's authority and that it caused unnecessary confusion in the situation. Having failed to give clear regulations, the attorney voiced his displeasure with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). According to Denton, "All I wanted was for the Securities and Exchange Commission to uphold the law and make it clear that XRP, the coin itself, was not the security." He proceeded by stating that throughout the entirety of the court battle, he was the target of several personal insults from the attorneys representing the agency. Paul Grewal, chief legal officer of Coinbase, in a similar occasion revealed a court record that appears to reflect a change in the attitude that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has taken regarding cryptocurrencies. According to CNF, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has admitted in the proposed adjustment to the Binance complaint that it no longer considers tokens to be securities. This is a substantial difference from the position that it had previously taken, particularly with regard to XRP, which was classified as a security in the year 2020. According to the report published by CNF, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has not suspended its regulatory operations, as evidenced by a recent settlement with the trading platform eToro. The SEC stated in the filing that it regrets any confusion that may have been caused by the invitation. After reaching an agreement, the website agreed to pay a fine of $1.5 million and to cease trading the majority of cryptocurrencies in the United States. Inside 24 hours of the amended Binance legal filing, which provoked a considerable deal of criticism, the regulatory body was required to publish an apology for classifying tokens inside the same category as securities. Since the beginning of this year, Bitcoin enterprises have been subjected to a total of $4.7 billion in fines, as indicated by statistics issued by Social Capital Markets. Compared to the previous year, this is a startling increase of $3,000. The CC reached a settlement with Terraform Labs that was worth $4.47 billion, which was one of the most significant enforcement actions it took. The XRP ledger has been updated with a new functionality that makes an effort to address the challenges that traditional institutions have when attempting to implement decentralized exchanges. The amendment is centered on Ripple and the goal that the BICES wants to achieve. A number of advantages are associated with decentralized exchanges, such as the elimination of intermediaries, decreased transaction costs, enhanced security, and the custody of user assets. The fact that DEX tokens are anonymous, on the other hand, makes it impossible for traditional institutions to comply with laws that prohibit money laundering. The permission DEX solution that has been presented makes it possible for regulated financial institutions to participate in the XRP ledger DEX while still maintaining their legal duties. This is accomplished by directly incorporating permission capabilities into the DEX protocol. This technique ensures a robust and liquid market by avoiding the drawbacks of isolated permission tokens or private blockchains. This, in turn, makes it possible to enjoy the benefits of seamless arbitration possibilities. This permission DEX system, which supports an efficient and inclusive financial environment, makes it possible for the XRP ledger to be adopted by a wider range of institutions. It was mentioned in a conversation that took place not too long ago with Mr. Min XRP that it is still very important to pay attention to the past since it contributes to the development of stable currency and the XRP ledger. In a recent conversation, Brad Garlinghouse mentioned the forthcoming release of a stable currency for the Ripplenet ecosystem that is based on the yen. This release is scheduled to take place before the majority of governments regulate CBDCs. This is due to the fact that stablecoins can be utilized within the protected environment of the digital financial industry. When it comes to opening up the space, they are considered to be one of the most important keys. For instance, atomic settlements are database entries that exchange beneficial ownership of money and tokens. These transactions can be finalized using actual USD. Atomic settlements are part of the blockchain. It is possible for buyers and sellers to communicate more effectively thanks to this technology, which also makes it feasible for transactions and payments to be completed more quickly. In a nutshell, the establishment of stable currencies within the XRP ledger is an essential step toward enabling the digital financial industry to realize its full potential. In order to facilitate transactions, provide security, and promote the expansion of the digital financial system, stable coins will be needed. This is because stable coins will become more widely available. In the event that all of this materializes, the institutional adoption of XRP ledger and stable currencies is going to be a wild ride. There are two basic identifiers that make up stable coinage. The first one functioned within a restricted network of financial institutions or other organizations, whereas the second one was accessible to the general public. The first concept is referred to as atomic settlement, and it allows for settlement to take place immediately without putting the proposed settlement period at risk. The scope of this concept is restricted to a subset of wallets and users that are widely listed. There is also the concept of a more universal stable currency that may be implemented via the use of smart contracts, and that is present across a variety of protocols and legal frameworks. Not only do sanctions lists have the objective of preventing dishonest individuals from making use of a particular stable currency, but they also have the objective of resolving more fundamental issues in trade finance that are associated with commerce clearing. The use of stablecoins could potentially contribute to the enhancement of the efficiency of financial markets and ensure that traditional finance transitions into the digital era of finance. An overwhelming majority of large central banks have expressed an interest in purchasing CBDCs at the wholesale level, as indicated by the buys. Within the context of the Bitcoin ecosystem, stable currencies are rarely used for transactions that involve payments. Certainly not a falsehood. As per the findings of a report, stablecoins are the sole remaining portion of the entire cryptocurrency market. The majority of central banks are of the opinion that they are not widely recognized for use as a method of payment in the mainstream. Stablecoins are not utilized by the general population for the purpose of making retail purchases or transferring money. The fear that stable currencies may undermine payment systems and financial stability continues to be the impetus behind legislative initiatives. The primary goals of regulation are to protect consumers and investors, maintain financial stability, and prevent illegal activity. Specialist groups are the ones who are responsible for this fear. Stablecoins have a position in the market because they are trustworthy. Stablecoins give transparency in the flow of money, and stablecoins are considered as more trustworthy than volatile cryptocurrencies. While the value of some stablecoins has decreased, the value of others has increased, and a handful of them have completely disappeared from circulation since they were first introduced. Roughly 10 distinct nations have formed partnerships with Ripple in order to develop digital currencies that are issued by central banks. Big ECCCs, on the other hand, are stable currencies that are issued by the state. It is essential to have specific regulatory standards for their operation and efficient management in order to ensure that they are able to function effectively. It is evident that the technology behind the ledger might be used for a more private version that could be used as a private payment or transfer platform. This is despite the fact that the future of stable currencies is undetermined. This is made possible by XRPL, which stands for XRPLA Tokenization and On-Chain Trading Platform. It is widely considered to be among the best of its kind. It was Ethereum which was the first to propose the concept of automatically produced market making that came up with this idea before generic systems like Ethereum. Due to the attractiveness of being in charge, having more regulated authority, and being able to enforce laws, central banks will eventually enter the market with some form of retail or wholesale of XRPL. This will be the case. When central banks employ XRPL on a large scale, they are required to have a private version of the stable currency that can serve as a stand-in for the soon-to-be-made money stable currency. While there are some of these currencies that are more algorithmic and have the objective of matching the peg to an over mechanism, which may be on-chain, there are others that have become successful in the market.